Coffee Pot Conversations.
Bonjour et bienvenue to Coffee Pot Conversations, the podcast that gives you something a little bit different of Paris. My name is Paul, and I'm here to help you experience the city like a visitor, not a tourist. So, grab yourself a coffee, settle in, let's discover Paris together.
Coming up on Coffee Pot Conversations.
On episode 3.4, what have we got? We've got a narrow street, we've got a famous bookstore. Oh, I've eaten already, by the way. Then we go take a quick little look at the outside of Notre Dame, remember before it was reopened. Take a walk along the Seine, and we look at some bridges. Then pop up to the town hall, have a look at some Christmas decorations or window displays. Do a little bit of street walking, if you pardon the expression. Also, there's a photograph of a fisherman. And then I go for a little walk and discover something a little bit emotionally touching. So before we do that, let's find out what's been happening in the news. And it's at this stage that I would like to be sat at a desk reading the news to you facing the camera. But then I have so much extra footage I wouldn't know what to do with it. And so over to the news. From an early age, I was taught there are 4 things you should never speak of at a dinner table: religion, politics, sport and sex. So we're going to cover them all. First of all, my sincerest thoughts go out to the Catholic Church and the family of the Pope. Pope Francis's health has shown a slight improvement, but he remains in a critical condition, the Vatican has said. The Pope, 88, has been at Rome's Gemelli Hospital since Valentine's Day and is being treated for double pneumonia and chronic bronchitis. Now, the Pope does have a history of respiratory illnesses, having lost part of one of his lungs to pleurisy as a young man. In 2023, he had an acute case of pneumonia. And that reminds me of the time my nan was in hospital after passing out. When she came round, the doctor walked up to her and said, "You've got acute angina." And she said, "Thanks. You're rather handsome, but you shouldn't have been looking." And on to politics. At the Porte de Versailles, from the 22nd of February to March the 2nd, for €16, you get to enter Le Salon des Récolteurs, which is where livestock, produce and farming tools are going to be on display. Over 600,000 visitors and more than 4,000 farm animals are going to be there, including Upet, the 1,000 kilogram cow, which is a 6-year-old Limousin breed. So the first salon opened in 1964, and each year the president attends ever since Jacques Chirac started the tradition. He was actually the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development for 2 years before becoming Prime Minister. I didn't know, but he was actually the Mayor of Paris before being voted in as President. Emmanuel Macron holds the record for attendance at the salon after spending 13 hours at the event. In fairness, it's only open from 9 until 7 and it's over 9 days, so it's not actually a particularly hard task to achieve. And in sport, turn the page. Yes, I've made notes. So in sport, Italy lost to France in the Six Nations, 73-24. That's in week 3. France are still placed second in the table. So just flicking through results, and a team popped up called Massy, which, reading up on the rugby club, it's had some stellar players. Not that I'm clued up, not with players or teams or anything else like that. Pretty much the same with football. I tend to know the bigger names of the teams and the players, but that's sort of about it. And I know even less with rugby, which isn't great for a coach of the oval ball. So, Massy, formed in 1971, have crowds of 2,500 people in attendance, and they have provided launch pads for players such as, who apparently are good, and they've represented France: Malou, Lambolet, Kamara, Owoki, McAdoo, Basterode, who I think is a current player, and also for the women's French team, Caroline Boujard. Now, the team, Massy, they do big outreach by going into local neighbourhoods and talking to kids and parents. They have a network of minibuses to ensure that the players can make it to training, so there's less dependence on the parents or public transport. If the parents do take their kids, they have an area where they can work in the clubhouse, and also the meals are cooked for the young players. Now, just to watch a match, it's only €10 at the Stade Jules La Dumègue, which is near Paris-Orly Airport, which is near Verrières-les-Buissons. Now, this reminds me of the club that I'm involved with, Wanstead, and we try and do the same. Now, we've got a lot of local clubs. Yes, we are sort of London-based, whereas Massy is just outside of Paris Major. It's in bits of Paris Minor, Bandeliers, the suburbs. But we do try and do things for the community. We have firework nights and things like that. And next door to us is a fishing club that I'm a member of. I don't fish, but I support the club. And it made me think that, yeah, rugby is a nice sport. It really is. Yeah, everyone picks up the football and they run around the garden and they kick about in the school playground. Whereas rugby's got a little bit more of a technical element, and, well, you know the old saying, it's, football is hooligans playing a gentleman's sport, whereas rugby is gentlemen playing a hooligan sport or something. I don't remember what it is, but the crowds are totally different, the players are different, they have respect for the refs, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go down the road of sports, because that's not what this podcast is about. So instead, I'm going to cover sex, intimacy, from the bedroom to social networks, also known as l'intime de la chambre or réseaux sociaux. And that's at MAD Paris, or the Musée des Arts Décoratifs, and that's until March the 30th. Now, Christine Massel, who is a curator and art historian, says, and I'm quoting this from, I believe it was Connexion newspaper, "What we see today is that we all spend lots more time in bedrooms than before, because due to the technological revolution, we can do so much more in there. We phone, we watch films, we message people, we work, we eat. It is no longer just a space for sleeping. There is an erasure of the boundary between our private and public life." And you know what? That really, really does ring true. Anyway, there are over 470 paintings, photos, pieces of furniture and personal possessions on display, including erotic books and sex toys. You can find the Musée des Arts Décoratifs at 107 Rue de Rivoli, and for €15 you get entrance. So that's only up until March the 30th, and the exhibition moves on. However, until June the 29th, My Teddy Bear, Monure en Peluche, for €18. You can check the website madparis.fr for further details and to book tickets, but it is selling out quite quickly, that one. So, that's it. If I were at the desk, I would say, Rory, over to you. But I'm not at a desk, so Rory, over to you.
Coffee Pot Conversations.
Okay, so we have Rue de la Chette, but this is Rue de Chaque-Pêche, which apparently is, the narrow street. It doesn't even fit for the ceiling. It's kind of got big head. But actually that's quite good. You can see how narrow that is. It does widen out at the bottom, but that's cool. But just over here is something quite amazing. And I'm going to give you a little secret, a little bit longer, just till I'm on the corner, before crossing the island, which is, Notre Dame, Cathédrale Notre Dame. Not even yet. Will be by the time this is all seen though. Might even be €5 to get in. You never know your luck. Goodbye. So just walking through this park. Eyes in all directions. So let's just fill this up. Again, just along here. Rue de la Boucherie. Now you get a lot of these. But not always made of grass. But you've seen the route that I've taken. Here is so that was Shakespeare and Co. Read a book about it, I forgot what it was called. It's sort of non-fiction, slightly creative non-fiction, but it's essentially non-fiction. I would try and track down the name of it if I can. So, recording this on the 28th of November. They've got about 2 weeks left, maybe next week. It's going to reopen. But if you look, we've still got a whole heap of scaffold on that spire, as well as the pretty cranes in the way. They can do it. The French are quite good like that. Just need to wait to find out. So just on one of the banks, left bank, still can't get my head around left and right as opposed to north and south, but anyway, there's obviously Notre Dame, and over there is a walkway, as is down here. So there's the Seine, Notre Dame, and just here a walkway we can take. Now I don't like doing this because my inane fear of falling in water, so I'm going to keep my eyes off the camera, looking on the road. Now you are allowed down here, that's not a problem. Although what is a problem is my bootlace is undone. And here we are, walking along the river's edge. Do get a lot of people doing the whole fitness thing. I've run along the river, but further down, as part of the marathon. I think the half as well. Maybe a little bit of 10k. I'm sure I did that with Nev. Sure we were by the river. So, here we are. Rive Gauche. Hear the sirens, beautiful sound. Gonna cut to the left because people are being romantic. Kind of stuff I'll be doing with Nev soon. Ah, they're having a little talk. That's lovely. So there are some steps here which I'm going to stop at. Do my bootlace up, so the recording's going to stop. Don't panic. I will bring you back. Just checking the time before I do, and it is just gone 5:30. So I'll probably head towards Les Halles. She went past first. Yes, I'm going to pop to. I'm going to try and get to Les Halles and take from there. But I'm just going to quickly stand here. And look at that. I've got no idea where that is. That's a train station. You know, double-decker trains, I do like them. They're a weird setup. Really weird. But they're pretty cool. Yeah. So we have Notre Dame and a bridge. Then we have the Seine. Then we have this other bridge with an N. N for Seine. No, it just rhymes. N for Napoleon or N for Neuf? Is it Pont Neuf? Or is it a bridge that one of the Napoleons made? Okay, so here I am, walking along the Seine again. Got some stairs going down, which I'm taking. Only thing is I need some stairs to go up because I want to get across the river. Yep. Yep, and that was the fact that I'd zoomed as opposed to move the gimbal, which is what I wanted to do. Not to worry, still a learning curve, still a learning curve. So I was walking along here and take new steps. Now the thing with steps in Paris is they generally use the toilets. Hold on, let's see. And here we are with big lists. We've got books, postcards, posters, schmidrais, all little bits and pieces that tourists want, or the locals. Sort of like Waterloo Bridge, but Waterloo Bridge, but different. On the pavement, boom. So actually on Ile de Cité, it's quite exciting. So you don't realise that it is an island of many hundreds upon hundreds of years old, filled with history and wonderment, and Wallace fountains. It's not filled with Wallace fountains, but there is a Wallace fountain and a tree. Look, still got the Paris Olympics saw a painted one of those round by Père Lachaise in the cycle lane earlier. I'm not too sure what is taking place, but there's something. Police are stopping a lot. I'm not too sure what it is. Car park's open. They just can't walk in front of their vehicles. Don't know why. Strange, but to each their own, as they say. That's quite an impressive building. It's like the court or something. I really should learn more about Paris. I always walk past it when I'm on the side of the well, I'm in the middle of Paris, but yeah, crossing this part of the island. There you go, Palais de Justice. I was quite good at that. But we are now going to cross onto the other side, the Rive Droite, the right side, the right bank. So it was a more, I don't say hip and happening, because the left was sort of academics, intellectuals, and the right was the others. La Rive Droite.
The actual Paris that way.
But I've just heard something about the Eiffel Tower, so if I... What time is it? Nah, 1:45, got to hang about for another 15 minutes. You know, Twinkle Winkles. Now again, I might be wrong, but I believe that is a conciergerie. But it might have been that last bit, I'm not sure. I'll make a great tour guide, wouldn't I? Make a great tour guide, cry. Hey! I'm going to try and cross to the other side of the street, because I want to show you guys a little something, a little something, and I can never tell who's got right away. So like, we've got a bus lane for taxis, cycle lanes for car bits. Right, that there, oh, it's a beautiful photo. Actually, it's a beautiful photo. So I need to adjust my glasses. I believe that is the Pont Charles Alexandre III bridge. I'm going to dub that over. That is a posh bridge. Pont Alexandre III? Don't remember. Moving back. That's the one that Emily in Paris was at when the lady walked over nude. Oh, I'll say. How about that? Look at that. Whoosh. That little beep. Me taking a photograph. So onwards and upwards. So we've gone from left side of Paris, through the middle. Now we're on to right side of Paris.
Mais ouais, trop drôle.
For those of you that were with me for the best bits, 2.10,
Coffee Park
I mentioned about Les Miserables at Théâtre du Châtelet. Well, this is Place du Châtelet, and this is a theatre. Not long ago, and you probably won't either by the time this is out, it would have all been over. Now, whenever you get around the bridge, Châtelet, look for this tower, and in theory, over there is going to be Forum des Halles. In theory. So we're just going to take a little walk, and actually I remember being here with Nev and the boys. Really needing the toilet. Don't remember how I got around it, but we did it somehow. So, just going to cross. Whoop. And the crossing. L'Anvers. Whoop. And to get to the other side and keep walking.
loge, je pouvais le faire, c'était notre loge pour avoir un char. Fait que... J'ai juste fait la transition direct.
This grand old building. It's Town Hall. We've got all this in front of it, so we can't really see it.
Democratic and lefty.
Ils sont dans la cuisine.
T'as vu la cafetière à café? Alors on a du héros, ça c'est marrant.
Il y a des très bons autour de vous. It's like
Well, my shortcut didn't quite work out the way I expected. I wanted Leal, Westfield, big shopping centre, goes underground, it's got my favourite church next to it. And instead, I know where I am, not really sure how I got here, but if I treble click this button, Nev is going to know where we are. Yep, that's the one we went to, where we saw the fisherman. Just over there. So, now the problem is, how do I get out? I'm going to walk back the way I came. And I'm going to take the turning on the right and see what happens. It's so exciting having all this time on my hands and trying to find somewhere that I can actually do some proper podcast material. I think season 3 could well be a vlog. It's, I don't know if that's good or not, but I'm going to try and find someone to ask before I do get lost, because urination is approaching. So, let's take a random walk down the street. So just in Rue de Mussy, we walk past Alaya, the shop that sells ladies' fashion, clothes, bags, shoes and accessories. One of their shoes that are for sale are the novelty range, the Infradito laminated leather sandals, and these range from just under 1,100 euros to just under 1,200 euros, depending on the colour that you go. I got my eye on a tasty little blue pair. They're like flip-flop thongs at the front, goes into a heeled slingback. Now, quite nice. Not really suitable for Parisian walking though. And the noise of the children is coincidentally in line with École Élémentaire Publique Mussy. So, Rue de Moussy was almost entirely built during the reign of Philippe Augustus. It was also occupied by the convent of the monks of Saint-Croix de la Bretonnerie. It reformed in 1518 and closed in 1778 following embezzlement. The convent was demolished in 1793. In its chapel took place a meetings of the criers for the burials, which was the first organisers of the funeral services of Paris. And that was all to do with the cemetery of Saint-Jean-en-Reve Church, nicknamed the Green Cemetery. This was located where numbers 2 to 6 are. Number 7 was the location of a private mansion demolished in 1894. Pierre Cauchon, who ordered the trial of Joan of Arc, lived here, as well as François Poisson, the father of Madame de Pompadour. Okay, so we are now in Rue Saint-Croix de la Bretonnerie, at one end of Rue de Massy, but at the other end is a street called Rue de la Verrière. Now, not only did I go to school with a girl called, her surname was Verrier, or Verrier, but I learnt today, whilst doing my research, is that Verrier translates into glassmaker.
Et en fait,
Now, I could tell you that the turning we just walked past is Square Saint-Croix de la Bretonnerie, but I would only be doing that because the rustling of my coat is really getting on my nerves. So apologies for that. For those of you listening to the podcast, you can't really understand what's taking place. I'm just walking down a fairly quiet road. It's all lit up. The shops are sort of half still open. Half of them got Christmas decorations. For those of you watching the video, call me out if I'm wrong. Leave a comment. I don't mind. Rue du Temple means we're nearby. The problem is, was Temple before or after? Is it line 3 or line 4? In case anyone's forgotten, I'm actually trying to get to Les Halles, the Westfield shopping centre. Now this building coming up on your left is the Bains Douche Saint-Marie, or the Saint-Marie shower baths. It was transferred here in 1973 to include a school, a swimming pool and a gym. It's built at the intersection of Rue Saint-Marie, which is where I'm just walking down, and Rue de Renard as part of the redevelopment of the Beaubourg Plateau and the Centre Georges Pompidou project. The building remained disused for a few years, then it housed a police station for a while. In 1996 it was renovated by architects Daniel and Patrick Rubin to be taken over by ERCAM, the Institut de Recherche et Coordination Acoustique Musique, whose media library, offices and conference rooms it now houses. The Institut Paris provides municipal showers in individual cabins free of charge to all. I had a look on the Paris website at these municipal showers, and I mean, it's amazing what they do. So, regardless of who you are or where you stand in society, there are public showers available, which I think is absolute amazing. So, there's about a dozen of these municipal showers with individual cabins throughout Paris. Yeah, I was actually touched whilst learning of this. I've never actually been here, Centre Pompidou. I mean, I've been around it, but I've never been in it. I'd like to at some point, but they're shutting it down. So I'll wait till they've done it up. We'll take it from there.
Coffee Pot Conversations.
And that was episode 3.4, November overnight stay in Paris. I'd like to apologise for any sound issues that may have occurred. I'm trying things out all the time, and I don't know if it's worked or not. I'm trying a different microphone. It turns out it was only recording in mono, so I had to then adapt it into stereo to then revert back to mono, so everything would just pick up in both ears. Long palaver. I've been back from Paris a few days now. I got back Friday night, so Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so really I've only had Sunday night for a few hours, and tonight after work. It's been hard work, lots of pressure. Hey, you know, and that's it. So I'd like to thank everyone that helped me through my trip that I've just had. You'll find out more about that either next season or the season after, and also those that are continuing to support me and those that made this season what it is. And now it's time for Jasper's jingle.
Coming up on Coffee Pot Conversations.
We have episode 3.5. Guess what that's going to be called? Yep, a November overnight stay in Paris, part 5. And that's coming up, well, depending on when you listen to it, so either 2 weeks' time, or next week, or tomorrow, or last week, or however many moments ago it was. So if you're just listening, great. If not, doesn't matter. Don't forget you can watch it. You can also listen to it. I don't mind. Just get involved. You're going to hear a little bit of other ways to get involved in the next section, which is the call to action. Until then, coming up is, so I have got back from Paris. I'm actually going off to Paris again. It's Monday. At the time of recording this, it's Monday. So I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going out Wednesday night. I'll be there all day Thursday on an overnight bus. Everything's meta. That could, in theory, be season 5. It could be season 6. I haven't worked out anything. I'm just going as I'm going. I've lost all perspectives of time. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But hey, it's a 45-minute episode, so let's be grateful for that. So, until next time, I'm going to pass you on to one more jingle and then a call to action. And all the rest of the blah blahs. Until next time, just enjoy the ride, and the views at the moment is of the Louvre Pyramid, and that's it.
Coffee Pot Conversations.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee Pot Conversations today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episode. Also, if you have a story from a past trip, a question about your next one, or something you'd just love to share, send an email to podcast@englishmaninparis.blog, or message me on Instagram @EnglishmanInParisBlog, where you can follow me. Until next time, keep the coffee hot, the pot warm, and the conversation cool.
Coffee Pot Conversations.